Hello, my friends. I'm Missy Dupop, and gosh, has it really been that long? I'll be right back. No, not that. Here we go. Did you hear about Ferdinand?
I did. It's really such a shame. He was such a great guy.
Somebody turn that thing off!
Where are the script writers? Oh, not again! Why can't we just learn how to schedule things?
Well, any second now. Let me just get right to the point. I've made you guys wait far enough as is. Today, I'm going to be introducing the regional Route 1 Fakemon of the Lezo region. Route 1 Mon. They're some of your first catches that earns a spot on your team until the very end, or just a fill-in that gets thrown in a box as soon as you find something cooler. And let's be honest, usually the latter with no in-between whatsoever. But no matter your opinion on these Mons, they're still some of the most memorable Pokemon of any game. No pressure or anything, but these ones are pretty important. Which is why I think I was so nervous, I guess, to get started on making them. I wanted them to be perfect top-tier levels of Route 1-ness, and it just seemed like any sketch I made was not appealing to me whatsoever. But then I remembered that I have the power here. If I don't like a design, later down the line I can just remake it. Once I had this thought in my head, it just became a lot easier to work on these Mons. So with the help of your guys' comments and suggestions, I got right to work. Disclaimer, I am only making the first stages for this video. I'm making you guys wait even more for the evolutions. Love you guys. Anyway, first up was the regional rodent. Designing the regional rodent for Lezo was definitely a bit of a challenge. It took a lot of brainstorming and many different drafts, but eventually, this little guy was created. I knew right off the bat that I didn't want my regional rodent to be a capybara. Is that how you say that? As it seems that's what most regions based on Brazil do. I mean, it makes perfect sense, of course. It is the most well-known rodent in Brazil, and it's a really cool animal in general. But I have other plans for the capybara, so I had to do some research on the other rodents of Brazil. Eventually, I settled on the Brazilian arboreal mouse. But we'll talk more about that in a second. The whole concept for this Fakemon stemmed from a comment written by the one and only Lord Scorbunny. It said, "Your regional rodent should be a shrew. They actually have toxins in their teeth, so maybe it could be a normal poison type." Now, I will admit that the only thing about this design that really stuck around was the normal poison type and the big teeth, and that doesn't even appear until its evolution. But hear me out though, when I tried to look into shrews local in Brazil, all I could find was the Brazilian shrew mouse. And after research, I determined that this shrew mouse doesn't even appear to have any venom in its teeth at all. So I needed to search for something else. This was the point when I stumbled upon the Brazilian arboreal mouse. This mouse was considered to be extinct, but has recently been spotted in multiple locations across Brazil, as if it's back from the dead. And you know what else comes back from the dead? Zombies. I know what you're thinking. Seriously, you made a zombie mouse regional rodent? Yeah? You're telling me you wouldn't? Of course, I can only allude to the zombie inspiration because I think a literal eye falling out, decomposing corpse is just a little too dark for Pokemon. I decided to keep this first stage pretty basic and go all out for its evolution. Now, how about we take a closer look at this Fakemon's design? First up, that arboreal mouse inspiration. These mice typically have a tuft of darker fur on the ends of their tails, so I definitely wanted to include that. Like I said earlier, I tried to allude to the zombie inspiration. I did this by giving it a bone-looking chunk of its tail, bone-looking front paws, dark eye bag imitating spots under its eyes, little fur designs here and there that just make it look torn up, and you can literally see its skull. Looking back on this Fakemon now, I wish I'd embraced the arboreal mouse more in this design. We already have Rattata, which I know is based on a rat and not a mouse, but you know. And I worry about them looking too similar to each other. I guess I'll keep this all in mind when I redesign this Fakemon. Anyway, let's look at that dex entry. These Pokemon will often bash their heads into trees to knock down delicious fruits and berries to eat. They seem to enjoy bitter berries more than any of the sweeter options. When they go without these bitter berries for too long, they grow much more sluggish, walking around as if they are in a trance. If you have any name ideas for this Fakemon, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. I really want you guys to be able to take part in the making of this Fakemon region. But it's time to move on to the bug type of this region. To be honest, this Fakemon was actually the easiest out of the bunch to design. It may not be the next Caterpie, but I really like it. The whole idea for this Fakemon and its evolutions also came from Lord Scorbunny. The comment says, the regional bug type of this region should definitely be some sort of ant, but it should have warrior traits referencing the colony formation of ants. This first form could be a larva with stubby feet and a tiny leaf sword. The cocoon stage could look kinda like a castle, as cocoon Pokemon usually have defensive traits. The final form of this ant Pokemon could maybe have a gender difference evolution. If the Pokemon starts as male, it could be a warrior ant thing, and the female could be a literal queen ant. All of this, it's just yes, yes, yes. I love it so much. I love the gender differences in Pokemon evolutions, as I feel like it reflects real animals more. And just the whole idea of it really speaks to me. So I jumped into researching what kind of ants live in Brazil and stumbled upon the perfect kind, the army ant. These ants are both nomadic and stationary and have built-in ranks within their colonies. It is literally the perfect fit. After deciding on the ants, I got to work on the first stage. I pulled up references of ant larva, and got to work. It took me quite a while to come up with a body shape that A, I liked, and B, seemed to fit the Pokemon style. But eventually, I stumbled upon something that I liked. I kept building on the body shape and finally got to the point where I went, I would want this on my team, and I knew it was ready. Let me explain some of these design elements. I changed up that leaf sword that Lord Scorbunny mentioned in their comment, deciding to save that for the final male evolution. Instead, I gave it a grass spear-like thing. I'm thinking it's more of one of those those baby tree branches that isn't quite grown, so it's like all bendy and stuff. I'll try to find a photo example, I can't explain it. Anyway, I knew to stay safe during battle, it would need a helmet. All I could think of was little acorn top helmets, so I had to include it. I didn't want to overdo it, since it's just the basic first stage design. So that was about it for special little design elements. The thing I struggled most with for this design was the colors, and I even asked you guys over on Instagram what you guys thought I should do for the colors. You all deserve a huge thank you, it really helped me out. Eventually, with the help of your guys' ideas, I decided to take inspiration from Brazilian military uniforms for the color. I went to thank the Dark Master, who actually colored in what he thought the colors should look like. I actually did use the orange of the eye in my coloration, so thank you. Make sure you check out his Instagram and YouTube channel. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about this Mon. You will never see just one of these Pokemon in the wild. They always stick together in groups that professors refer to as troops. They stick together to defend each other from the local flying type Pokemon. Because these bug types have such good defense, these predator flying types usually have to turn to the berry bushes as their source of food. I thought of the name Larvitar for this Fakemon, a combination of larva and soldier, but it's easily replaceable if one of you has a better name idea. Feel free to share. I'd actually like to make a second regional bug type, like Kanto did with Caterpie and Weedle. I like the different options. It really helps you create the team that you want. Maybe it could be like a Route 2 bug or something, and I'm thinking something based on a Treehopper Nymph or something like that. Still trying to figure it out. Okay. I know I shouldn't have a favorite child, but just look at this little baby. I love it so much. Before I go into the details for this design, I have to give a bigger than huge thank you to Trainer Red. I was so stumped on this design for so long. In fact, I gave a sneak peek in one of my videos a while back and completely changed the design from that sneak peek. I could not, for the life of me, get this Fakemon to actually look like a Pokemon. No matter what I changed, I didn't like it. And I absolutely love Trainer Red's designs. It's so impressive that he can get it to look exactly like the Pokemon style. I asked him for some advice on the design, and he helped me out. He taught me that making a Pokemon really look like a Pokemon has a lot to do with proportions. I'm definitely going to be keeping what he taught me in mind when designing future Fakemon for this region. He really helped me with this particular design, and I cannot put into words how much I appreciated his help. Link to his channel is down below in the description. Click it. This whole idea for this Fakemon came from a wide mix of comments. I knew right away that I wanted to make a ninja Scarlet Macaw. With the advice of Trainer Red, I decided to make this ninja inspiration more and more present with each evolution. For this base stage, I tried to allude to the ninja-ness with a hood-like head shape, and I layered the wing feathers in a way that I thought looked a little bit like a cloak. It's as if this bird is covering its bright colored feathers so that it can be better hidden in the night. I tried to use the main colors you primarily find on a Scarlet Macaw, and just make those colors a little darker. Honestly, that's all I have to say about this design. Even though I don't have much to say, I still had so much fun designing this one, so I hope you like it. Let's get to know the personality of this Fakemon some more. These Pokemon prefer to stick with their mothers until they evolve. They learn everything they can from their mothers, from sneaking up on the local bug-type Pokemon to defending themselves from their attacks. Even things like learning how to fly through the skies without making a noise. They love to race against each other and play hide-and-seek with their friends in the trees. Now, similar to the regional bug of this region, I'd like there to be a second two-stage regional bird, like Spearow and Pidgey. The idea for this second line comes from these two awesome ideas from the comments, one of which I showed earlier, the comment written by Edmil Maldonado. Here's my regional bird idea. How about a Scarlet Macaw with Harpy Eagle features, and have it part fighting type? The other comment was the comment of, is the two idiots gaming? It says, the early game bird should be based off of a Harpy Eagle and then evolve into a Harpy mythical creature. I love these ideas so much. Harpy Eagles are so cool, and the Harpy mythical creatures is one of my favorite mythical creatures. I cannot wait to add on to these designs and play around with it. If you have any ideas for this second bird line or any name ideas for this ninja bird, I'd love to see them down below in the comments. And that's a wrap. What do you think of these three designs? Will any of these Route 1 Fakemon be earning a spot on your Lazo team? I love to draw, game, write, and tell stories. And if that sounds like fun to you and you haven't yet, I recommend subscribing to the channel. All you have to do is click that red button down below that says subscribe, and boom, you're a part of this little internet community. If you did enjoy these designs or this video, feel free to let me and others know you enjoyed it by giving it a thumbs up right down there below the video. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.